A lot of the things that I go through is not normal. Yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's not the end of the world. Jump out of the boat, show up authentically because I'm afraid of people rejecting me. It's not normal for me to stand up for myself. It's not normal. I am currently at a crossroads, and I'm actually not about to be afraid to share my testimony because a lot of the things that I go through is not normal. It's not typical, but it is more common than I think. I feel like sometimes I isolate myself and start to think that I'm the only one that experiences the certain things that I experience. And quite frankly, that's just not the truth. One, I'm not the only one that God has called on this journey of obedience and of discipleship and just of a different set apartness, if that's a word. So yeah, I want to start putting that into practice, like actually believing that I'm not alone on this journey. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's not the end of the world. So as you all know, in February, the Lord told me to quit my job. Little backstory, I was in the military for 6 years. And then I was working for my dad. He owns a HVAC company, and I was the dispatch manager. And y'all, you couldn't have told me that I wasn't not going to be working for him. Like, when I started, I was under the impression that that would be like my last stop. Like, it was nowhere else for me after that. I was going to grow in that position, and my impression was, take over the company after a certain point. And that just wasn't it. In February, God told me to quit the job. And the reason behind it was I was idolizing the paycheck. So I was so secure in, I'm going to get paid every Friday and I'm going to do what I need to do. Like, it became to a point where I was so afraid to let go. Like, y'all, literally that week leading up to me actually giving him my 2 weeks, like, I went through so much of a mental battle. And I was hurt. I know I probably did it, and it looked like, I don't know, maybe he experienced a different version than I did, but I was hurt, having to quit a job. And I think it hit so hard because it was family. I felt like I was quitting on him. I felt like I was disappointing him or letting him down. And I felt like my role was more important than it actually was. And one, God had to humble me. Like, he can put anybody in that position and they will be okay. Like, my dad is going to be okay. It's not the end of the world. But I just had such a hard time letting go. So one was me idolizing that paycheck. And then the second reason, y'all, he wanted me to jump out of the boat. Now, I have had this one dream, which is what I'm doing with y'all right now. Being behind the screen, showing me. And I realized that I have been so afraid to show up authentically because I'm afraid of people rejecting me. And that has shown up in my consistency. I'm scared to commit because I think that people won't accept me for who I am. And, not everybody is meant to like me. And I think I had such a hard time understanding that or even believing that and being okay with it because for so long I've tried to buy my way into people's lives. Like, that's my normal. People pleasing is my normal. Making people like me is my normal. Like, it's not normal for me to stand on my own. It's not normal for me to stand up for myself. It's not normal for me to chase the things that I want to chase because I want to be seen as perfect by everybody else. And yeah, that ain't working. And I'm at a crossroads right now to where that opportunity to go back to what I was used to is there. And it's like, do I take it? Is this a door of God? Like, is God calling me to go back, or is he calling me or is he testing me? Is he calling me to go back, or is he testing me to see if I still don't trust him, if I still don't believe him, if I still think he's going to let me down, if I still think he isn't able to do something with me? Like, I feel like I'm so afraid of letting people down that I'll do anything. Like, I go back to what I feel like I'll go back to what I was called from because I want to make everybody else happy. I want everybody else to think that I got it together. I want everybody else to accept me. I want everybody else to not form these assumptions. And I can't help what assumptions people form. And I think that sometimes hurts me. It hurts my heart, it hurts my ego, it hurts my pride. Because let's be honest, we don't want people to think that Like, we don't know. We don't want people to think that we don't know. And the sad case is nobody knows. You know, we live a life where you don't know what happened tomorrow. You don't know what happened today. Like, you wake up and life is honestly a gamble. You know how many people lose their lives in a day? Like, lose their lives in a day. And you trying to tell me I need to have it all figured out. But yeah, I'm stuck at a crossroads between pursuing what I feel like I'm called to pursue and going the path that everybody else thinks I should go. But yeah, I live a typical life. I don't live the typical life, but the life I'm called to live is different, and it doesn't look like how everybody else thinks it should look. And I'm having a hard time with letting go of other people's opinions. And I don't want to be the person that dies and regrets the way that I lived because I didn't, give myself the full advantage. I didn't give myself the full opportunity. I didn't use my life to my advantage. I don't think that we should ever regret not doing something, but I think that if I don't pursue my dreams, I will regret the life that I live. And y'all, I don't want to be one of the miserable people. Do you live miserably doing what other people want you to do? Or do you go through moments of miserableness pursuing what it is that you are called to do? And I honestly don't think I realized like how much of a grip other people had on me. I don't think I realized how strong of a hold other people's opinions had on me. Like, for me to be so afraid to make a move because I'm so worried about what other people think, I honestly think is insane. It shouldn't have this much of a grip on me. And I'm trying to like figure out like, where did it come from? Where did it stem from? Where did you become so afraid to follow yourself, to pursue yourself? Like, when was that moment where you just allowed everybody else to water down what you wanted to accomplish? And I honestly have no leads. But it does connect to rejection, feeling rejected from family, feeling rejected from the world. Let's just say feeling rejected from the world. Like, the world is not a safe place. It was never meant to be my safe place. We were put on this broken, fallen world, and you can't expect wholeness from a place that isn't whole. So yeah, choosing myself isn't as easy as I thought that it would be. Choosing to pursue my dreams isn't as cutesy as we make it out to seem. Like, it comes with a lot. It really does come with a lot, and I don't think I understood how deep that a lot was, or how much I would actually be fighting, or how much I would actually be learning about myself. But it's hard having to go against what the world says, having to go against the typical and to be atypical. It's not easy when you want everybody else's approval and you don't know to look, or not, you don't know, because I know who my approval come from. I guess it's just hard for me to believe that little old me could be of such big use, could be of such big value. Like, I can really make a mark. I can really be authentic. Being scared of authenticity is one heck of a drug. That's all I can say. Like, being scared to be authentic is a scary thing because it'll cause you to operate under a mask. It'll cause you to operate below what you're called to operate in. And it's a scary place. It's such a scary place. Being afraid to show up as you because you want people to understand you. You want people to accept you. But it's like, we weren't called to all be the same. So why and when did we think that it was okay to all be alike? Why or when did we think that it was acceptable to not show up as you? Why or when did we think that it was okay to all be like a little Monopoly game? The same colors on the same block. Like, no. So I think it's time for me to fully step out of the boat and to not worry about the opinions of others, to not worry about what it looks like. I be so caught up in what it looks like to other people. Like, get out of there. Get out of there. That'll have me living below my means. That'll have me living below my potential for the rest of my life. And I do not want to regret how I spent my life. Like, I was thinking that yesterday. I will regret my life if I don't follow my dreams. if I don't give it a shot, if I don't at least try, if I don't push past those moments where I feel so defeated, if I don't push past those moments where I feel so discouraged, like that's where I'll see breakthrough. Like I can say that all day. Like I keep telling myself, that's when you see breakthrough. That's when you see something that you didn't see before. If you continue to give up at the same spot, you will never break through. If you continue to give up at the same spot, you will never see breakthrough. And I keep giving up at that same spot out of fear. And it's just no more. So it's uncertain. I don't know what's next, but I do know that it's okay to go outside of the norm. It's okay to not do what the world thinks is normal. It's okay to not be who the world thinks you should be. You know? I'm wasted potential if I don't give it all I got. I'm wasted potential if I don't try. I'm wasted potential if I don't create. And sometimes you have to do what other people don't want you to do. You have to do what people say is not normal. You have to do what other people are scared to do. Because sometimes that's all it is. People will confine you to this one way of living because they're afraid. Because they didn't do it. They don't have the experience. People can only push you to their experience. If I'm surrounded by people who fell in line, I'll never learn how to get out of that line. Like I'll continue to minimize myself. I'll continue to silence myself. If I never get out of the norm, I will stay in that norm. And that's not what I'm trying to do. And I think sitting here right now and expressing that to y'all is kind of putting it into perspective. Now, let me say, this is one of my high moments. Who's to say tomorrow I wake up and I'm at a low and I can't remember like this. Because sometimes that's what the enemy do. Like you get those moments to break through. And then that's when the enemy comes and he try to tell you, you can't do it. You're never going to amount to nothing. You can't step out of norm. You can't step out of bounds. Who's to say you're going to be the one to change something? Who's to say you're going to be the one to make a difference? Who's to say that your voice will matter? Who's to say that you can change anybody else? Well, not change nobody else. I'm not here to change nobody else. But y'all get me, like, tomorrow could be one of them days where I'm really struggling. Because y'all, I've been having a lot of them days. But these moments, I'm so grateful for. Where I can really sit and just see how far I've come. See the growth. Hear myself speak life into myself. These are the moments that are going to push me. These are the moments that are going to build me. These are the moments that are literally going to change my life. Like, I have to make that start. And I think it's so scary. And that's why I hold myself back and let everybody else speak whatever they want and send me. But the days of that are over. The days of that are up old. I don't care how many times I got to repeat that to myself. I may have to say that 30 times a day, but I'm going to say it as much as I need to because I have to get out of this. I have to get out of this rut. I have to stop allowing myself to be capped. It's not healthy for me. It really isn't. It's not. You know? I feel like wasted potential if I don't pursue my dreams. I feel like wasted potential now because I don't put BTA to fueling and really just pursuing what it is that I want to pursue. I'll never live the life that I want to live if I keep allowing fear to win. And I really got to tell myself that, like, you will never experience what you want to experience if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't try. Whew. Never. You will never experience anything different if you don't put yourself outside of that box. Ever, 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 ever. You will never experience. So, I'm saying this to y'all, and I'm saying this to me. We got to let go of fear, of pride. Like, it's okay to be wrong. I think that I kept myself with that too. Like, I'm scared to be wrong. I'm scared to mess up. Because I feel like if I mess up, what are people going to think? You know, if I don't get it right, then what am I doing? We put so much pressure on ourselves. I put so much pressure on myself that I don't allow myself room to make mistakes. And when I do make mistakes, I hold it against myself for so long. Like, I just been thinking lately about my bad stewardship with my finances in the past. Y'all, I picked up so much debt between the age of 18 through 21, and I blamed myself for it. Like, I've been blaming myself for like the last 2 years, bro. And it's like, how can you blame yourself, one, when you weren't taught like good stewardship, good money management? That was never a topic. Like, they don't talk about it in school. If your parents don't have any knowledge on it, they can't pour into you. They can't tell you what to do. They can't like give you advice. If you were never taught how to do a certain thing, how can you expect yourself to make the perfect how can you expect yourself to make the perfect decisions all the time? But what I can say is I'm so grateful that God allowed me to make these bad financial decisions so early on. Because now, instead of me being 50 and in debt, or 50 and still making poor money judgments, like, now I'm 24 and I know what not to do. I done lived a little bit of life. I done made a couple mistakes. I know what not to do. You know, I need to change my perspective. Instead of blaming myself, I can be like, thank God that I experienced this so early, so now I don't have to go through that hurt. I don't have to go through that pain. I don't have to go through those same mistakes. Now, that's not to say that I will be perfect moving forward. That is not to say that I will be perfect moving forward. I will probably still make some bad judgment calls. I'll probably still go buy the skin. I'll probably still go buy the skin. Oh, I can't talk. I'll probably still go buy the skincare when I should probably pay a bill. You know? But now that I have experienced like these certain things, I can be better moving forward, and I can teach the people after me, like, don't make the same mistakes I did. And sometimes you do have to learn based off your own experience. But, you know, now I can help those after me. But yeah, I have to forgive myself and give myself grace. I think I'm gonna put this red lip on. I made this red lip in New York, and I'm really not a red lip girly, but it's actually pretty cute. But tap into life lessons with Kai. I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. Why do I always say that? Y'all don't see me. Okay. Road to consistency. Clock it. Bye, y'all.